Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Again, we are going to focus today on graphing, something that you're talking about also in science with Miss Kalkbrenner. So just wanting to make sure that we understand graphs as we be able to read them. Again, reading and math can look kind of different. And then answer the questions related to our line graphs. If you would like, you can go ahead and find the 10 differences on your own. All right, the first thing we are going to start with is a little review. We're going to use these words in the word bank to label the parts of the graph. So if you remember from Monday, we labeled some parts of the graph. I used the words x-axis and y-axis quite a bit. So if you remember which one was x-axis, that is the one down here. And the y-axis then is the one that's left here. Another thing to help me remember the y is that the y has this kind of up and down part of it, and that helps me remember the up and down part of the graph. So I think of the y and I think of this part of the y that matches that part of the letter. So we got our y-axis, we have our x-axis. Ones we have left are title. We know title here goes at the top. And our last one is data point. Nice job. That's a review from Monday. All right, our work for today is going to be a puzzle. We're going to work through, I'm going to do the first 3 with you, and then you're going to try the remainder on your own. When you are done with it, you're going to submit it to Schoology. Okay, so this graph is about frogs. It says, every summer from 1994 to 2004, 3 brothers would go to the lake and catch frogs. The line graph shows the record they kept of their catches. So that means that down here on the x-axis, these are the years that they caught frogs. On the y-axis, these are the number of frogs that they caught. So our first question, number 1, it says the year they caught about 175 frogs. So we're going to try to find where 175 would be on here. This one's a little tricky because they left some numbers out. So if I think of here's 0 and here's 100, what's exactly in the middle of 0 and 100? And that would be 50. So these lines that are missing, those are intervals of 50. So we have 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450. Sometimes they leave them out because of space and it gets too crowded. So we can always fill in the missing information. So again, number 1 wants to know the year they caught about 175 frogs. So we don't know the year, we only know the number of frogs. So that means on this axis, we're going to try to find where 175 is. So I would say it's a more than 150, less than 200. So I would say it's right in the middle here. So we're going to draw a line straight across and try to see if there's any spot that falls on our line. So if I was looking at each of the years, They're kind of where these little joints are. And I noticed that there was a one that fell on our line right here. So I'm going to trace that all the way down. And the answer I'm going to put is 1997. And the letter is P. So what that means is down below where number 1 is, I can put the letter P. That's my answer. Number 2, the only year when they caught the same number of frogs as the previous year. So I'm going to get rid of my lines from before. The same number of frogs as the previous year. So in our line graph, it kind of goes up and down. When something is the same, it goes flat across. So we're going to try to find in the graph, where's there a spot that goes flat across? And I'm noticing right here, I see it go flat across. So what that means is we're going to trace down from there, and we found out it is 1995, letter N. So where number 2 is, I can put the letter N. All right, my next one. The year they caught the least number of frogs. So what year was it that they had the less amount, the lowest amount? So if I'm looking at my graph, where's the point on my graph that's the lowest? And it is right here. So I'm going to trace that down to find out what year that is. That is 1999, and the letter is Y. So where number 3 is, I can put a Y. All right, so you are going to try the remainder of them on your own. The nice thing about this puzzle is that the question or the riddle down here, you'll know if you got it right, if it makes sense. So it says, how did the frog feel when he broke his leg? Okay, so when you get all your letters figured out, you'll know that it's right if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, you might want to go back and check what letter sounds funky in there, okay? So this will help you be able to try it on your own. And then submit to me when you're done. If you are stuck, make sure that you check in with me and I can help you out. All right, have a good rest of your Wednesday. Talk soon. Bye.